COVID that a lot of resellers are going to get hurt. A lot of resellers are going to overextend themselves, and a lot of resellers are going to be crying the blues and going out of business because they have a false expectation of what reselling is. That was the most amount of negative, hateful, vitriol comments I have ever gotten on a podcast. Number two, the number two time where I have got the most amount of hate ever on a podcast is when I beg and pleaded with people to front load the research so that way they are an expert when they go out and source. For whatever reason, people do not want to do the homework. They do not want to front load their research. They do not want to become an expert so that way when they're at the thrift, they don't have to look up comms. That way when they're at the flea market, they don't have to look up comms. Arvin was with me for 2 weeks. We hit every single flea market that we could in the state. We even went to Georgia. We hit thrift stores. We hit church sales. He was with me for 2 weeks. We bought thousands of items. He's on the podcast on record saying, I never reached into my phone and checked comms. Never. Rachel was over here the other week. And she hosts our Poshmark call, and she was on a podcast recently. I went to the flea market with her. I did not look at my phone on the comms. And that is because I took the time to research. I took the time to front load the knowledge. And if you don't want to take the time to research, you don't want to take the time to front load the knowledge, no problem. No problem. But it's going to cost you time on the back end when you're actively out there at the thrift store searching. How should I react to buyers?